Welcome back to Fox 11. Time to check in with our resident doc here on Fox 11, and that's Dr. Ernst von Schwartz. And we're going to get a COVID update here, the very latest on what we're seeing. Let's start with the big news from overnight, the Johnson & Johnson vaccine being put on pause in the United States after 6 women, curiously they're all women, between the ages of 18 and 48 developed these blood clots. Kind of tell us what we're seeing with this morning.
Well, it's almost the same what we heard a week or 2 weeks ago from Europe regarding the AstraZeneca vaccine. So there is obviously a relatively small number of women, younger women, mainly, as you said, in the US, the 6 ones were between the age of 18 and 48, who develop what we call a sinus venous thrombosis, meaning a clot in a sinus structure within the brain. And that's a potential life-threatening condition. Actually, one of those 6 women in the US has died, and another one is in a critical condition. So keep in mind that 7 million doses of the J&J vaccine were administered in the US, and there are 6 cases reported. So it's a small number. However, of course, that's a possible horrible association, and both the FDA and the CDC are looking into that right now. That's why they recommended a hold. Similarly, in Europe, AstraZeneca's vaccine was on hold for the same reason. In Germany, for example, there were 31 cases out of 2.8 million vaccinations with the sinus venous thrombosis, and now they shifted basically the use only to elderly women, meaning above 60 years, but not the younger ones.
It's so interesting. And, you know, I just got the Johnson & Johnson shot last week. When you read the headline that it's being paused, your blood pressure automatically goes up a little bit. And then you get into the details that the 6 out of, 7 million, and you kind of relax a little bit. But if you've gotten the shot in the last couple of weeks, what should people be on the lookout for?
Well, the sinus venous thrombosis was developed within 2 weeks after the J&J shot. So if you have any change in your mental capacity, if you have any vision changes, for example, if you have severe headaches, that would require a prompt evaluation by your doctor, possibly go to the ER and have it checked out, because the main symptom or the first symptom of a sinus venous thrombosis is actually headaches.
And then you and I were talking in the break that this is going to be a big damper on people wanting to get the vaccine, regardless of what the numbers may be. You're going to see this headline and you're going to think, oh, I'm just going to wait. And the hesitancy is something that doctors everywhere are trying to combat.
Yeah, there's some data that especially in rural areas, up to 20% of people do not want to get the vaccine at the current time. And as you mentioned, after news from this morning, that number might go up. So we try to educate people that nothing is actually worse than getting COVID, because COVID is a deadly disease still today, and we don't have really any directed treatment. We only have supportive therapy. So even though every vaccination or every drug we give has potential side effects, the side effects of getting COVID is much worse than the side effects of any vaccine.
All right, Dr. von Schwartz, some great stuff there, a good resource for us. Thank you. And I know this kind of changed. We're going to talk about some other things this morning, but then this Johnson & Johnson news broke, and a good update there from you. So thank you for joining us, as always, here on Fox 11.